Hello, everyone. Happy Friday, and welcome to Snap Take. I'm Glazer of Snap Judgments, the official Marvel Snap Zone podcast. Our episode from yesterday has already released. It features the great Den of Marvel Snap Zone fame, one of the best card game players you're ever going to want to see. Today, we have two brand new decks for you, one and a half anyway. Last week, I released a video called The Best Deck in the Game. Turns out that deck was crazy strong. We've got multiple people on our Discord with 60 plus win rates, which is like Shuri, Red Skull, Thanos, Lockjaw level win rates with the deck. And I think I've got an update to make it even better into the current meta. Spoiler, it beats Bounce now. In addition to that deck and that change, we've also got, well, a sort of lane control that's not high evolutionary, that's safety created, that's super cool, super powerful, and super versatile. We're going to take a look at all of those decks and more today in Snap Take. Also, we've got a video coming for you tomorrow. We usually only do weekdays, but we're going to do an extra video for you tomorrow or Sunday, one of the two. I'm aiming for tomorrow. So make sure you keep an eye on the channel to check that out. But before we go any further, we've got the biggest giveaway, as far as I can tell, in the history of Marvel Snap. We're in the process of giving away an absolute ton of Phoenix season passes. So here's what you can win. First, you can win one of 5 season passes for the Phoenix Force. So we were giving away an extra season pass for every 100 YouTube subs. Every 100 YouTube subs, starting at 900 and up to 2,000. We're already at almost 1,100. So we are at 7, and it's looking like by the end of the day, by the end of the next day or two, we're going to be at 8 season passes we are giving away. That's more, as far as I know, than anyone ever has in this game. But that's not all. In addition, we have a grand prize. Our grand prize is a Phoenix Force season pass, along with every token Tuesday of the season on us. Not sure that we can do that forever, right? We've been giving away Token Tuesdays when they were more affordable. They've gotten real expensive with the new Token Tuesday update, but we're still going to do it for at least July, August. So we are giving away every Token Tuesday of the season, along with, at this point, 7, looking like, again, by the time you see this, 8 season passes. Check it out. Subscribe. You don't want to miss out. All right. You enter by subscribing right here on this YouTube. At some point right around now, a little link will pop up. You can click that, use that to sub. Down in the description to this video will be the link to Twitter. You have to like, follow, and retweet. If you don't have a Twitter, please do me a favor and shoot me a message and we'll come up with something else. And lastly, reply in the comments on Twitter answering which Marvel Snap content creator you would like to see be a guest on the Snap Judgments podcast. Cool. That's what you do to enter. You do those nice 3 simple steps. Then you're entered. Cool. Enough preamble. Let's talk about the decks. So everyone knows the Lockjaw Thanos. Sorry, excuse me. So used to saying Lockjaw Thanos. The Lockjaw High Evolutionary deck. It's really strong, it's really consistent, and this is similar to it. Last week, I released a deck that was, at the time, 2 cards different from this. That, I think, was a meta answer in that it beat the other Lockjaw decks, the other big Lockjaw decks, and it was also really, really great at taking care of Bounce. But Bounce has gotten more powerful since then. The 2 differences were Dr. Octopus was Jubilee and Magneto was Abomination. Those 2 cards have changed. We'll talk about why momentarily. First, why Jubilee is gone. Jubilee had to go because very often if I was going like Thor into Dracula, into Jane, right? Now Jubilee is stuck in my hand. I often had Jubilee and High Evolutionary at that point stuck in my hand, which made my Dracula really dangerous. I didn't like my Dracula being that dangerous, so Jubilee going out for a 10 power card is an absolutely great way to solve and settle that. Okay, so why Dr. Octopus? Our friend Den, who we talked about earlier, took a version of this deck, more similar to the traditional, but he added Dr. Octopus into it. And that Dr. Octopus's purpose was to beat Bounce. Fundamentally, Bounce wants to be able to play all their cards where they want, when they want, how they want. Dr. Octopus pulls them all down and ruins that plan real well. It's especially nice to do this in a lockjaw lane when you've already popped an Infinite or Hulk out there, where they know they can't win, they know they can't compete, but you've thrown a Dr. Octopus in there, and now they have no choice. Most of the power in their deck is in that spot, and you just go bigger. It's a really, really great play. Now, the Dr. Octopus play is part of why the Magneto got re-added. Sometimes extra 3 and 4 cost cards will make them bigger in that location than you can match, right? Now, if you can pull a couple of them out when they're not expecting it with Magneto, though, suddenly you've won the game and gotten extra cubes in the process. In addition, while I really, really enjoyed, why can't I think of this card's name? Giganto. While I really enjoyed Giganto having 14 power in this deck, it was really strong. Magneto offers extra utility because Darkhawk is finding his way back into the meta. And if Darkhawk is in the meta, Magneto being able to move your Darkhawk or move your opponent's Lockjaw, so on, is a very, very powerful play. So Magneto rejoins the deck. This deck is still crazy powerful. Again, one of our friends on our Discord usually has like a 50% win rate, has an above 60% win with a 0.7 cube rate. Versions of this deck run by Super Tech God have been winning Conquest Gold and have won 2 Infinity tickets already. Sorry, not 2 Infinity tickets, 2 Infinity orders already. This deck is great. Try it out. Okay. Our last deck of the day is Safety's Mosh Pit. This deck is super cool. It adds the insane power of Kitty, Pryde, and Angela. Kitty, Pryde, and Angela together often make like an 8-9 power Kitty and an 8-9 power Angela, and it's just so much early game power. It's completely bonkers. Spider-Ham takes away their best thing, and most of the rest of the deck is trying to find ways to lock things down and get power. So you can win a lane with fundamentally Kitty, Pryde, Angela, Gamora, right? Your other goal to win a lane is to use Spider-Man and Professor X. Use Spider-Man and Professor X to lock down one lane, and you have cheap cards to help make sure that happens, because if you go, for example, Polaris on 3, you can Jeff and Spider-Man on 4 into a Professor X, which is going to win you that lane, right? You can also like be dropping Kitty at the same time, because most of that is off curve on top of your Angela, so it ends up being really, really powerful, right? So you've got that going, and then at that point you've got this giant lane with Kitty and Angela. You've got Spider-Man, Professor X locking down one lane. There's 2 lanes left. If they want to go for the one play Hulk win, you can just Stegron that right out of the way. Problem immediately solved, right? You could also just go last turn, Gamora, Kitty, Pryde, especially on top of Angela, and immediately win. America Chavez adds consistency, Daredevil adds consistency, you win cubes. This deck is ridiculously cool, ridiculously powerful. I don't know if you know this, y'all, but Safety Blade is a genius. All right, that's it for Friday Snap Take. Let's get out of here quickly. Thanks for watching. Peace.